Hi everyone,
Hello,
my name is Perpetual
and my name is Rudolph.
and together we're from
Love,
Love, Faith
Faith,
and Passion. Today we're talking about an exciting topic. Today
Yes,
we're
we
talking
are.
about tips for having an amazing first date.
Yes,
It
we
may
are.
not be a first date but an amazing date.
So stay tuned. I believe we'll have so much fun together.
Yes, we will. So today our topic is very close to my heart. So one of the tips from me about having a first date is actually doing your research about the person you're going on a date with. So for example, for me, when Pastor P asked me to go on a date with him, I went and asked his sisters one of the things that he loves to do, and she told me, look, he loves his books. And so I went and got him a book by Bishop T.D. Jakes, Emotions. And for me, I had done my research, did the reviews, because for book lovers you can't just buy any book. So I couldn't buy him med school books, but I could buy him something that would enrich
And
him.
it's a lovely book.
So I got him that book. I am not very sentimental. I gave it to him in the plastic that I bought it in, and you were shocked. But for me, it was just a way of communicating. Yes, I know it's my birthday. Yes, I know that you asked me out, but I'm bringing you a gift as a courtesy, just to break the ice.
And I think one thing that also does is when you do your research, you want to make sure that the date is as meaningful as possible. Because it being your first date, it is something that you want to look back towards years later and say, hey, you remember our first date, and you remember the emotion that it brought with it. So that can only come about when you have done your research and you know that what you are going to, the activities that you're going to do on that date will be really meaningful. I think what you would say research, for me, I would say preparation. Preparation, especially for us guys. So now, when I actually asked you on our first date, what I actually did was I also did my preparation, my research. So how I did it is I knew I sort of like asked what places would be really nice. I also did a bit of research. So what I actually did is I went to those places, because the particular place that we ended up going to for dinner is a place that I had not been before myself. So I went there physically and I actually said, hi, I'd like to actually come and have dinner here. Can you give me your menu? So I actually had a look at the menu. I had a look at the variety. You didn't know that. I actually did that. I had a look at the variety. I even had a look at the prices. So that even as I come, I come prepared. Because there's a portion of scripture that I really love, which says that which one of you intending to build a tower will not first of all consider the cost of it.
I believe that's Luke 18. Luke
18, yes. So the cost not necessarily being money. Of course, money is very important. The last thing you want is
don't want to wash
to start looking at each other.
When,
so being prepared financially, but just the cost of, okay, so what floor is the restaurant, so that when I bring you into the restaurant, I don't start looking around like, so guys, how do we get to the restaurant? So in the restaurant was on the first floor. So I led you into the elevator because I had been there before.
It was so smooth.
So even where we went for breakfast as well, because our first date was like an entire first day,
the whole day,
from morning. We had breakfast, and we went to work, and then later on I picked her up for dinner. So even breakfast as well, I did my research, like, okay, what kind of cuisine are they into, what time do they serve, because we had we went to a hotel where they served us buffet, where it was a buffet. So I wanted to acquaint myself with, okay, so what time do they serve, and so I literally prepared myself in as many ways as I could, just so that I also ensure that the date is meaningful.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. And for me, another tip is choosing your conversation wisely and consciously.
Oh yes.
Because the last thing you want is to go on a first date and spend an hour talking about your ex or what happens to you. You know what I mean? So you want to consciously and wisely pick conversation.
Yes.
So for me, I was very aware that this is the man who is very intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm going to strike conversation, let me not try to sound like a medical doctor.
Yeah.
Let me just say what I know and keep the conversation going. Of course, I talked a lot because I was nervous.
Yeah.
But in what I said, I made sure that it was, you know, charismatic, if I may put it like that. I maintained a certain level of, you know, just bouncing off of him and him sharing certain things, and it helped to just lessen the tension because I was so nervous. I remember my workmate was like way older than me. Thank God for that woman. She made sure that I was ready for the date. She picked out my clothes. She picked out my hair. She was cheering me on.
Wow.
And you know what was interesting about our first date is that the whole time I was updating your mom. Mom Paswani, who happened to be my mentor. So I was telling her, now this is what I'm wearing, now we're at the hotel, now this is happening. So I also tried not to spend so much time on the phone for him to know that I'm interested in the conversation. That I'm not just, out here trying to eat your food and go back home. So wisely and, intelligently picking your conversation.
And I think to add to that, I would say pay attention. Pay attention, because especially for us guys, at times we can easily lose our focus because maybe you are there but you're thinking of so many other things at the same time. Maybe you're thinking about work. So I think it would be important that you, as you are on that first date, that be present, completely present, so that as you converse, the person you are actually talking to knows that you are completely engaged in this conversation. Because you can actually tell. I think you can tell when someone is there. They're looking at you, but they're somewhere else. They don't really seem interested. And I think also, as you're talking about the conversation, don't let the conversation be all about you. Don't let it be one-sided. I beg you, please. Don't.
And then I did this.
I'm really and so
don't start talking about material things where you start
trying to
show off. No, just flow.
So I think be intentional about letting the other person know that, look, the reason why I asked you out on this date is so that I get to know you more. I'm interested in you in as much as I'm interested in you getting to know me, but I'm invested in getting to know you. And that just comes across by you paying attention, you allowing your conversation to flow and not just be one-sided.
And I think that sometimes we don't talk about this, but watch the perfume you wear.
My wife is big on perfumes.
I am
by the way.
big on perfumes. You want to wear the right perfume. There are perfumes that are for the evening. There are perfumes that are for the day.
And I didn't know that before I married her.
If you switch them up, it can be some perfumes can be overbearing. So even as you go on a date, you don't really know the person. They may be allergic to certain scents. So you want to wear a mellow perfume, but smell good. Smell good. Just one day I'll talk about the best places to spray when you are going out that will allow for the perfume to have longevity. So it's good, smell good, just look good. Don't wear too revealing. Also don't be boring. Just be moderate about it. Just look elegant. I believe that there's so much about how you look and how you smell that ministers to people. I know some people don't even notice you wear perfume. I get touched. But I believe that for me, one of the things that last in my mind is how a person smelled. I'll be like, just the perfume. So make sure you smell good and look good.
And I think as you were explaining that, there's a line of thought that came across my mind that in as much as you make sure that you look presentable, because I think all these things that you do is you basically trying to communicate how important this person is
Yes,
to you.
yes,
So even
yes.
as you're dressing up, basically you're trying to say, look, I think it's important for me to look a certain way, just so that I express how important this occasion is. But I think in as much as you would do all those things, don't then do something that's way out of the norm for you. Like,
Yes,
don't
yes,
then go
yes.
and
Please,
hire
yes.
a 5,000 kwacha suit or so, or borrow later on
You
someone's
still have
suit.
to be yourself.
Be yourself, because at the end of the day, what that person will end up with is the true version of yourself. So
Wow,
you don't want to
that's so
set these,
powerful.
yeah, especially for guys. I think us guys at times we tend to exaggerate first dates.
'Cause
So
you
you
wanna
go, you
impress.
borrow a car, you go, you borrow money, and you put out this lavish persona, which is really not close to who you are. So you put these expectations that are so high, and later on they begin to dwindle, and the person falls in love with, or really
Oh my
gets
God,
used
he's
to,
got
yeah,
a
he's
car.
got this, he's got that, our first date was that, and they begin to expect that level. But then before you know it, it's not really, they get to know that it's not really
That's
who
so
you are.
powerful and profound. Yeah, that's so profound.
Yeah, and there's one more other thing. Okay, you can go.
I think the other thing also is to pick food that you're familiar with.
Very true.
Pick food. Like, I'm a chicken person. Like, if you want to impress me, just give me a chicken meal. I'll be good. Like, most of the time,
fried any which way, chicken,
any which way,
she's
just chicken.
good.
I'm good. So I know that it's good to try out things, but don't try on the first date, just in case you've got allergies.
It doesn't sit well with you.
It doesn't sit well with you, because the last thing you want to and the last thing you want is to start talking that your food is not nice on your first date. So pick food that you're familiar with. And I mean, when you go on a date, they write at the bottom, if it's some fancy French name, they'll write at the bottom what's in there. So you need to look out for what you eat and what you don't eat. Many times, because of being adventurous, I've ordered really hot food that I have failed to eat. And like, I'm just thinking,
why did
I just wasted money, and I'll be complaining the whole time about how I don't like this food, it is so hot, it is this. But on your first date, you need to pick what be comfortable, and also be courteous. Don't go for the most expensive thing there. Just try to be in the middle. Don't also then just try to make the guy feel like, I'm not sure if you can afford this, but also you don't want to be insensitive. I always believe that even if someone has got the money, I mustn't try to finish it off. Like, I should be in the middle. You know what? So
you've never eaten prawns, like, tonight is the night,
and you're not even sure. You're like, I don't like
caviar
prawns. So
okay. And I think for me, the other thing that I wanted to say is that as you go on this first date, be intentional about the place that you pick, so that it's a place that also allows you to be able to talk.
Because I say, hi, what did you say?
It should be a place that allows you to talk. And for me, I think the final thing, goes especially to us guys, but specifically to us Christian guys, please make sure that it's fun. It mustn't be too, girls, there's nothing wrong in having fun. And so just make sure that it's not too heavy. Even the conversations, I think they mustn't be too heavy. You go on many more dates after that. Don't care about all those depressing things that have happened to you in the recent past. Allow yourselves to just have a light moment. Enjoy yourselves. Have fun.
Enjoy yourself.
And
I think we've said it all. Oh, I think one more thing that I can add is that, don't, like, especially for us Christians, there's this thing where you want to prove that you pray a certain way, you can do certain things. No, not on the first date. Don't be creepy, okay? The presence of the Lord is with you already. Don't be creepy. It's okay. Just be you know, I believe that God is so creative.
Yeah.
He's a fun God. Like
Imagine.
sometimes I imagine I'm like, oh Lord, you're so funny. Like
Yeah.
certain things that He shows me. So we mustn't make it look like being a Christian is just like one
Yeah.
why finyate? So you need to be, you know, just flow.
Yeah.
If there's a word I can say, just flow. So I believe that we've said it all on in terms of our tips for an amazing first date.
Let us know if there's something that you feel we might. I think that there are other things that we could
there
have
are a
looked
lot of
at,
other things.
but let us know if there's anything that worked for you on your first date.
And I think one of the things that we really need to emphasize is that this is after you have made up your mind, you're decided, not where you're gonna use these tips on 3 other guys, that's not what we're saying. This is after you have found peace, you have prayed about this, you are being led by God. Then now you begin to put these little things, the extra things. These are like
so
spices.
Please don't get any ideas
don't get any
on how
ideas.
to play. Please don't.
So these are just like the spices that the groundwork has been done, the foundation is being set. But just how to, you know, because as Christians sometimes we can be very rigid, like really, really rigid. So this is after now we've done the right thing, not where you go to this one, that's not what we're saying. So yeah, I just felt that we really needed to emphasize that.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching. I think we'll end it here.
Yes.
Please remember to like, to share, to comment, to subscribe, all that fun stuff.
Tell your friend to tell their friend to subscribe, you know. Thank you so much for watching the video. God bless you.